Hello and namaste. Today we are doing a 30-minute Pitta Balancing Flow. So as far as props, I use 2 blocks, a blanket, and a bolster. You don't have to use any props, but as always, I think that they really enhance your practice. So if you've got those things around, go ahead and grab them and let's get started. We will get started in Tabletop Pose, moving through a few rounds of cat and cow with your breath. Inhaling, lowering the belly down. Exhale to arch the back up for cat. Moving through with your breath, maybe starting to deepen your breath. Once you get through a few rounds here, maybe add a little bit of extra movement, bending off to the side, pulling into the side body stretches each way. Maybe shifting back and forth with the hips, side to side with the hips. Find some play here. It's important for Pitta to not be too rigid, too analytical, and just focus on trying to have fun, be lighthearted, be playful. Finish out one last round of whatever it is that you've created for yourself here. And then turn the toes under, hips go up and back for downward facing dog. Bend the knees a lot, really lengthen through the spine. Find some movement here, walking your dog, bending one knee, more deeply straightening one knee, back and forth, shifting hips side to side. And make your way to forward fold at the front of your mat, walking however many steps it takes to get there. Bending the knees deeply here as well as we warm up. Hands can be on blocks or on the earth. They can be on your legs if you need a little more support and you don't have blocks handy. Inhale, bring the hands on the shins, lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, blocks or the earth, step the right foot back for runner's lunge. So keeping the hands down, right leg is long and straight, bent through the left knee. Heart shines forward, looking forward slightly. Maybe find some rocks, some movement, some dance here in this runner's lunge. Hopefully you have a little smile on your face. Good. Step that foot forward for forward fold at the top of your mat, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift halfway, shoulders down and back. Exhale, left foot comes back, runner's lunge. Same options here. Find some movements, find some play. Focusing on the sensations of the body, trying to get out of your head a little bit, into the moment, into what's happening right now with the body. Good. Step left foot forward, Uttanasana, forward fold at the top of your mat. Option for ragdoll here, grabbing the elbows with the hands, Bending the knees deeply so your torso can rest on your thighs, can rock side to side, forward and back. Wherever you're at, let the head hang heavy, neck is released, relaxed. Plant the hands down, step both feet back for downward facing dog, just for a beat. Then lower onto the knees, lower onto the belly. Forehead or chin is down on the earth. Extend your arms up overhead. We're going to work on a back vinyasa flow here. So pull the low belly in. Engage the glute muscles a little bit so you're solid through your low core, your deep core. On an inhale, you're going to lift right arm, right leg. Same arm, same leg. Head is in line with that right arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm, left leg. Lower. Inhale, right arm, left leg, alternate. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise everything, both arms, both legs, head, shoulders, however far, keeping the low belly engaged so you're not arching through that low back too much. Stay here for a breath or two. Find some ease in the shoulders and in the neck. Next, exhale, lower everything down. Rest the forehead down, or you can rest on one cheek, looking off to one side or the other. If the low back feels a little tight, you can bend the knees so the feet are up towards the sky and windshield wiper your feet back and forth. A little bit of rotation through the spine, through the hips. We're going to move through that flow one more time, being mindful that the back of the neck is staying long, gaze is staying down towards the floor. So as you lift an arm, the head goes up with that arm, but you're not straining your head up. Forehead or chin down on the mat, arms up overhead. Breathe in, right arm, right leg lift. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, left arm, left leg. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, everything lifts, arms, legs, head, chest. Stay for your breath out. Maybe even find a little bit of dance here. A little bit of fluidity. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower everything down. Gently push yourself up and back into a child's pose stretch from a tabletop, hands and knees. Shifting the hips back towards the heels. Arms can stay up overhead, or you can stretch them back towards the feet so the arms are along the sides of the legs. Let the low back release. Maybe take some nice heat reducing breaths here. So inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Keep doing that as many times as you'd like. Pitta is very hot. Hot is one of the main qualities of Pitta dosha. So it's important in general and in your yoga practice to not create or build too much heat in the body and avoid being in too much heat in your environment. So one way to release heat within the body is to breathe out of the mouth, sigh out of the mouth. That can also release some frustration, some anger, some stress. It's one of my go-to quick breaths. Gently come on up and make your way to a seat. Option for a blanket here under the hips if you would like. We're going to work towards a bound angle pose, Pitta Konasana. So you're going to have the knees out wide, feet together. You can use blocks under the knees if they're up a little bit higher than is comfortable. Or you can use blankets or pillows. You can also play with how close the heels are to the pelvis. You'll get different sensations depending on how close the heels are versus further away. And once you've found a good spot for your base, you can ground the hands on the ankles or on the thighs, somewhere on the legs, and really lengthen through the spine, open up through the chest. You can stay upright. You can lean back if it's a little much. Leaning back will release the stretch a little bit. Or you can begin to hinge the hips forward if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch in the hips. Breathing here, feel free to keep breathing out through the mouth if that feels good. Begin to find some release, some relaxation as we hold this. Scanning through, noticing if there's any areas of tightness, of tension, trying to release those points consciously. Slowly come up to seated. Extend the legs long. Shake the legs out if you'd like. And then we'll set up for Janus Asana. So let's pull the right foot in towards the inner thigh. Left leg stays long out in front. Same options here as Pitta Konasana, same props. You can have something under the hips, you can have something under that right knee. And then you'll square your shoulders forward, staying here, or you can start to walk the hands forward over that left leg. You can use a strap here around the ball of the foot for a little bit more support. Or you can use the hands on the floor or on the leg to help support you as well. Option 2, to have a block on tall or medium setting to rest your head on if you're getting close enough. That will help you kind of release and relax a little bit further. Breathe here. One more breath. Gently come back up and slowly switch sides. Straightening out through that right leg. Maybe giving another little wiggle before you bend the left knee, left foot towards your inner leg. Inner thigh, inner knee, it doesn't matter. Whatever feels like a good, comfortable spot. Same prop options here on this side. This side might feel different though, so just be mindful of what the body is asking you or telling you. Working your way forward if you choose. Slowly take your time and find some softness wherever you're at. Pittas can be a little sharp. So it's good for us pittas to find some softness, find some supple qualities to our asana, especially as we are often overachievers. It's easy to kind of force yourself into a deeper stretch, something that you might be capable of but is really beyond what your body's asking for. So just be mindful of that as you move through. As you stay in this posture, maybe finding a little bit deeper or maybe coming out a little bit. Couple more breaths here. When you feel even, you can start to walk yourself up to sitting. Extend that leg long, the left leg long. Shake it out. And then we'll keep your legs long and widen your feet for Upafistha Konasana, or wide-legged forward fold. So however far apart you want the heels, they can be 2 feet apart, they can be 5 feet apart, that's possible, doesn't matter. You want to find a gentle opening through the inner thigh, as well as through your hamstrings and the backs of the thighs. I always like to have a blanket under my hips for this one to support my sitting bones and to release a little bit of the tension through my hamstrings. You can also put blankets or blocks under the knees if you want a little bit of support there. If you tend to hyperextend, that might not be a bad idea. And same options here as our other postures. You can stay upright, you can lean back, or you can start to lean forward. Finding that point where you're getting an opening, you're getting a stretch, you're getting a release, but you're staying soft and supple. Finding that ease. Try not to think about what you've done in the past, what others do in this pose. Being kind and loving to yourself in this moment, on this day, in your yoga space. Take another breath here. Gently walk yourself back to sitting upright, whatever that is for you. You can use the hands to pull the knees up and together. And then we'll make our way onto our backs. So you can grab the backs of the knees, slowly roll yourself down onto the back. Hug the knees up into the chest. And then bring both knees over to the left for a supine twist. Can prop under the knees, between the knees, block between the knees sometimes feels great in this. Trying to keep the right shoulder grounded. Arms can be extended out long into a T, capital T. You can have cactus or goalpost arms. Option to look over to the right for a little deeper twist through the spine, twisting through the cervical spine as well. And really letting go. No holding. No striving. Let the body release. Gently bring the knees up, bring the head up to center. Give them a little hug. Find some extra movement here in between if you'd like. And then when you're ready, sending both knees over to the right. Twist on the other side. Moving your props if you're using props. Maybe you want more on this side, maybe less. Using your props and your positioning to let your body release. So if you find that you're holding tension somewhere, maybe having some extra support there might help you be able to release and soften into the pose a little bit more. Take one more breath. And slowly return to neutral, head coming back to neutral, knees coming back to neutral. Giving the knees a hug. Maybe using your hands on the knees to draw little circles with the knees one way, the other way. And as you're ready, setting up for Savasana or corpse pose. I encourage you to put something under your knees, a bolster, a blanket rolled up, which will help the low back release a little bit more. An eye cover is also another really great option to help kind of withdraw the senses a little bit more, really get you into the body a little bit more, out of your head. Finding a place for all of your bits and pieces so everything can relax into the earth. open through the chest, open through the heart, but really rooted and grounded into the earth, into your props. Take a couple really deep breaths here, sighing out of the mouth if that feels good. Feel free to scan through the body from the top of the head, slowly down to the tips of the toes, finding any points that need a little bit of release. And simply rest here in Savasana, trying to be still in the body. And as thoughts enter, try to be on the sidelines, just letting thoughts pass by without running away with them, getting caught up with them. If you notice the mind has wandered, gently bring it back to the breath and to the body. I encourage you to stay here for longer. 10 to 15 minutes is ideal for Pitta, if not even more than that. But if you are wanting to come out, take a deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes, wrists, ankles. And stretch however feels good. Open the eyes if you had them closed. Start to bring your awareness back to your space. And before you move on, take a moment here to just notice how you feel. It's important to cherish these in between moments. We're done with that, but we're not yet doing the next thing. I thank you for being here with me today. As always, let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. And I can't wait to flow with you again soon. Until next time, be well.